All right. Thank you very much, David, for having us on. My name is Randy Lindsey. I'm with MT4 Professional, presenting to you today my trading strategies using the MT4 Professional platform. MT4 Professional is a platform that runs on MT4 or MT5. It's a real market scanner with some high-grade professional features not normally found on MT4, and we've made the platform a little bit more robust. But I'll give you a full demonstration later on, but I want to make sure and cover the information here that MT4 Professional resilient traders are not investment advisors, so we cannot give you specific trade advice. We can't tell you whether to buy or to sell any currencies, options, or cryptos or stocks. Trading futures, stocks, spot currencies, cryptocurrencies, options has a large potential for reward, and you can make a lot of money. But it also has a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. So you must be aware of the risks involved and be willing to accept them in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. Never trade in a live account until you have first proven you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. Then you start working on the most important part of trading, which is the mindset, the mental game, the mental aspect of trading. So again, I said I'm Randy Lindsey. I am your trade coach and operations director here at MT4 Professional. Claudio Cardinale is in the audience today. He is our product development director and our technology guru. He is the brains behind the platform and the software, and anything techno related, we usually funnel it to Claudio, and I usually handle everything else from there. But today I'm going to be presenting to you some information on trading strategies using the MT4 Professional platform. I have 4 or 5 different strategies I want to share with you. I want to talk to you a little bit about what a market scanner is and why you'd be using MT4 Professional. I'll give you a full live demonstration today, complete with questions and answers. And of course, near the end, I'll make a very special, very special offer for you guys if you're interested in getting started with MT4 Professional today. So trading strategies we're going to be covering. There are a lot of different strategies that are available, but here are a few of the more popular ones that are available to Forex traders, CFD traders, stock and futures traders on the MT4 or MT5 platforms. We are looking at an EMA, which is an exponential moving average, and price. So we're looking at interaction of price with an exponential moving average. We'll be looking at a MACD and signal line crossover. We'll consider looking at moving average crossover or crossovers for multiple moving averages. We'll be looking at a combination of these where you're combining your exponential moving average with price, MACDs with your signal or relative strength if you wanted to consider some exit strategies or the directional trend of strength. And of course, the ever popular Alligator strategy, we have that one covered as well. So the MT4 Professional Scanner can scan for each and every one of these strategies in real time, and plus many more, of course. And it will alert you when all of the conditions are met for a trade, for an exit, or whatever your conditions are. And I'll show you exactly how to do that on each one of these strategies. So what is a market scanner then, and what does it do, and how is MT4 Professional able to scan these strategies? Well, if you think about it, there are over 50 Forex pairs, 20 CFDs, and 9 different time frames. So putting those all together, that's 630 different combinations that you're looking for trade opportunities. Do you really think that you're able to manually do this? And how often then are you missing opportunities? A trade's going off, something's happening, and you're just not on the right page at the right time. So today, trading on different instruments is a must if you want to be profitable. You can't just stick to just a single instrument. If you diversify and you spread your portfolio out, then you're going to be much more profitable. In fact, if you're trading uncorrelated instruments, it's a great way to remove uncertainty in the markets and to diversify your portfolio into a well-rounded machine. So a perfect solution for doing that is a market scanner. All right, so how I define a market scanner, what it does, it's an automatic tool that allows you to scan the entire market at a glance for any symbol or any time frame based on your own custom rules using either standard or custom indicators. So while it's not a signal provider, it's a tool that allows you to do all the work. It does all the legwork by analyzing things where you are able to input the strategies that you want using any of the indicators that you already have on hand. So one simple example to look at is the cross of two moving averages. It's a very simple concept. You have a fast and a slow moving average. If the fast moving average crosses above the slow moving average, that's considered a bullish cross. And if the fast moving average crosses under the slower moving average, that's considered a bearish cross. So if we look at a 15 and 30 period, simple moving average, a bullish cross, let's call it green, and a bearish cross would be red. So if we had a spreadsheet type layout with all of our symbols that we were interested in listed beside it for any time frame that we wanted to list, and then we could graphically see just like that, which ones were bullish, which ones were bearish, which ones were setting up, and then which ones were trade worthy. So you can see the euro US dollar pair is very bullish across two different time frames for a crossover. You can see the bearishness that's here, and at a single glance, you can very quickly determine the opportunities to trade. And each time one of these colors signal a color change, I want to be able to know about it. I want to be alerted to that fact. So that's what a scanner should do, and that's how it should be working. Something like that to display very quickly what you're looking for. So what about multiple timeframes? You noticed I had multiple timeframes listed there. Well, you know, if you trade using multiple timeframes, you have a higher probability of a profitable trade. It's due to correlation. It's just one of the advantages of using multiple timeframe analysis. Look at the charts on the right. You can see I have a 15, an hourly, and a 4-hour. These are mapped over the exact same period of time, but you can see that the 4-hour chart is very smooth with a few corrections on the mark. Within the hour, you have 4 more data points within each one of these data points that show a 1, 2, 3 more corrections in line with the downward correction that was there. So you can see the 15-minute is just plain noisy by comparison. So if you're trading, though, in the direction of the longer term trend, which is long, then if you're trading your shorter time frames in that direction, you're going to have a higher probability of a profitable trade. That's the nice thing about that, is that you're able to take trades where you're trading with the longer term trend, and you're going to have higher probability and much lower risk. Anytime you take a trade against the longer term trend, keep your profit targets short. Take them quickly, but make sure you can allow your longer term trades to run with the current trade. Right? So by checking multiple time frames, before you initiate your trades, you'll be in harmony with the market and with the longer term trend. So if you had a market scanner that could search for setups based on your own rules and verified by multiple time frame analysis, it would be an extremely valuable tool, don't you think? So why MT4 or MT5? Well, there are other professional platforms that have built-in market scanners, not as flexible as we would want them to be. And some of them only look at specific instruments. Like you can scan for stocks not using technical analysis. You can look up information based upon fundamentals, but you can't look at anything which is technically based. So the nice thing about MT4 and MT5 is it gives us the flexibility to create and to use everything that's already there. There are a lot of brokers that only work with MT4 and MT5, giving you access to all the best commission rates. And a lot of good custom indicators have already been built and implemented on these platforms. So a good market scanner should work with all of those, including the custom indicators, in addition to all the standard ones that are available. But our problem was we couldn't find anything that met our criteria. You know, as professional traders, we really wanted to have a scanner that worked for us, but we couldn't really find any. The few that we did find, were either too complex to configure, which meant you had to be a programmer to run it. Some of them were just unstable. A lot of them were just a single tool that were focused on a single instrument, and you had to buy their indicator. It just didn't work. And a lot of them were just incompatible with the standard indicators I already have, the strategies I've already developed. I want to implement what I already have. There were lots of other issues, but I won't go into that. Our solution was MT4 Professional. We made it ourselves. So we decided to create it for our own day trading. And now it's become the #1 market scanner on both MT4 and MT5. It's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the market for setups that match your own rules and criteria. So when you find a good setup on MT4 Professional, it allows you to enhance your technical analysis with multiple time frame analysis, which really isn't easy to do on standard MT4 or MT5, but it's a piece of cake with MT4 Professional. So stay tuned. I'll give you a full demonstration here as we go on. So make sure that if there are any questions, enter your questions into the chat panel over there, and I'll be more than glad to get to those as we progress. But let me pull up my platform here and get up into these. So I've got MT4 Professional loaded directly on the charts, and you can see that I have the EMA and price strategy already preloaded. Now you can see this looks like standard MT4, but if I were to go out and look at just a regular MT4 setup, then you can see that MT4 comes with the same type, and it looks the same, and this is a different profile. But notice the interaction between the charts. If I click on this chart, nothing really happens. If I put the cursor on, I get the cursor only on this one chart. If I wanted to look at multiple time frame analysis from this chart and then see how it compared on this chart, I would have to look at the time on the bottom, memorize it, go over to this chart, memorize it, and see. So I get no synchronization across any of the charts. If I wanted to go to full screen mode, like this right here, notice my charts stay small, all right? So I can't really, I'd have to redraw them or restructure them. And then if I had another setup where I'm looking at multiple chart sizes, where I've got some large charts and some small charts, then by going into this larger or smaller mode, notice they just all stay the same, all right? And if I wanted to change symbols, then I can't just click over here on my market watch and change them. I have to physically drag and drop the symbol onto each chart in order to change the symbol for that. So that is basically what standard MT4 does. It's nice and it has all the features that you want, but MT4 Professional can be so much more. Let me show you a little quick picture of that. So when you first launch it up, you get a blank canvas that you can pull up. I load it with my strategy, and it automatically comes up with the charts in the way that I want them designed. A large, shorter time frame chart with two longer time frame charts that are smaller over on the right. They're all loaded with the Euro US dollar. If I wanted to change the symbols on the charts, all I have to do is just click on the symbol list, which is located over here, and it automatically changes the symbols on all the prices. And notice the crosshair. The crosshairs are fully synchronized with both time and price on both charts. So you can synchronize now. You can see where the high became. You can see where price action failed. Really great entry right there, by the way. And then you can see the resulting potential for trades on that result. So it's a great system to do up. If I wanted to go to full screen mode, it automatically scales and resizes all of my charts so that I have full use of my entire screen. The real estate, okay, location, property. So it's all there. I get full use of my entire platform. So if I move back, it automatically resizes back again, regardless of the size of the window that I'm using. Very, very nice. So those are just some of the nice features, but let me go into some of the more beefier ones. So the EMA and price strategy looks at price relative to a 15-period exponential moving average. If price closes greater than the EMA, it's considered bullish. and you want to be in a long trade. If it closes under it, it's considered bearish, and you want to be in short trades. Right? If you compare this with longer term time frames, then you're looking at a 30-minute EMA 15 and you're looking at a 60-minute EMA 15. If you're trading in the direction of this longer term EMA, you're not going to be taken off guard by these big swing changes. So if this change goes down to a low at this point, then you can compare that not only with your 30, but with your 60-minute to see if that is a fake out or a breakout. And then if it's not quite ready, then you'll be able to see that directly on the charts. So that's the nice thing about the setups. And that's the nice thing about the charts, is that you can look at the chart settings and do that. So let's look at the configuration, and we can edit that. And I'll show you that the chart layout is very simple. You can define the chart sizes simply by dragging and dropping the windows, okay? Moving them around. Get it set up the way that you want. If you want to add another chart, just simply click the Add Chart window, tile them. It automatically tiles them up. You can even put them into any specific setup or configuration that you are interested in. It's very easy to use. You can just get rid of everything and start over. So however you like it, that's the way you can do it. I'm gonna click the cancel button so I don't mess it up. Also notice one thing, that each one of these can be set to a specific time frame, and each one can be set to a specific template. Any template that you've created that defines the look and the feel of the platforms can be set right here, okay? Now on this side, you can see we have the scanner and the symbol list. Here are the symbol lists. You can define any of the symbols that are available to you on the platform. And over here, you can assign the scanner details. Now the scanner details are based upon your criteria and the rules needed in order to change the colors. So let me move this out of the way since I don't want to move that. So see the scanner output here? So when I select the scanner side right here, then I'm defining the rules needed in order to change the colors on my scanner right here while it's sitting there working in the background. So I called it main CR, which is main color rules. If I click the edit button, you can see here are the details of that. These are simple menu-based drop-down menus that you can put in and pull out these things. So the price, if the price is greater than my exponential moving average, and you can see I have the moving average defined right here. It's a 15-period exponential moving average based on the close of price. If I need to change the parameters of that, then I can just simply click that button and change the input parameters, and I can make it a simple moving or a smooth linear weighted. I can change the period to be any period that I like. I can even shift the indicator if I wanted to look at something a little bit slower. Okay. So this is a bullish condition. That's why I've set the color to green. Of course, you can set it to any color that you like, but for me, I like to have it be a green color when price becomes greater than that MA15. If I have other conditions, I'll show you those later, but all you have to do is click the plus sign and you can add additional conditions. If this bullish condition is not true, that means if price is not greater than the EMA15, then it executes the next condition. That's what the OR is. So this condition first, or this condition. Is price less than the EMA15? Well, it's either one or the other. If it's exactly equal to it, then it'll come in as a default color, because neither one of these conditions will be true, and then the default color will be yellow, and it'll be set up that way. I gave it a name, main CR, and this name will appear on the list that's there. If you have more than 2 conditions, then all you have to do is click the plus sign and you can add additional conditions as well. Now notice that I have these set up on different time frames. Each one of these boxes represent a different time frame that we can do this analysis or color rule on. So right here, I've got a 15-minute chart window that I've attached my main color rule to. If I wanted to turn it off, then you can see that you don't have to have a color rule, but why have it there if you're not going to use it? I've also attached the main color rule to a 30-minute. I've also attached it to an hourly. If I wanted to attach it to a 4-hour, simply click the plus sign. Okay, now you have a new window that's here. It by default goes to H1. I want to set that up to be an H4, and I want to apply the same EMA and price strategy to that time frame. And now, boom, that's all you need. Now I have 4 different time frames that I can do my analysis on. And if any of these change over time and you find out you don't need that many, just click the X to remove it, and you're good to go. If you come up to an analysis window and you already have a pre-configured analysis, then all you have to do is just click the Start from another configuration, and you can pull up and copy any of the configurations from any previous configuration and use that. You can also share. See the little share button in the bottom right corner? If you know someone else on MT4 Professional's platform, this is called our Traders Network. We can exchange and share information, setups, strategies with each other so that everybody's on the same page at the same time. It's very, very great feature, and it's only available on MT4 Professional. So anybody on our Skype chat group can now interact and share the information directly. So this EMA and price strategy I can give to you right now if you are a current member with MT4 Professional. All right, how does this work then? Well, you're looking at the strategy in action. So you're looking and trying to find changes that occur in time. So the CAD Swiss right now has a bullish, faster time frame with a bearish, longer term. You can see the Aussie yen is the same. So if I were to click on that and do some analysis, then I can see that I've got a bullish setup here that's very quickly going into bearish. And so this is a bearish move. This is a bearish setup. So it's cycling right now. So is this a turn? The longer time frame is saying that it is a turn. The shorter time frame says it isn't, but now it's going to close down into it. The Aussie yen is bearish, bearish, bearish. This might be the start of a good move down, but you can see from the trend it might not be very far, and the continuation of this trend is based upon whether this turns into a failure or not. So it's a good start. We might have the potentials here. New Zealand Canadian looks like the longer term time frame has been bullish, okay, but the 2 shorter time frames are definitely bearish. So looking at the bearishness of these, is this topping, and is this getting ready to roll over and to come in? So we can see that very quickly from the longer term that it's starting to roll over. The shorter term, the longer term hourly chart is definitely getting ready to turn. So we might be ready for a great downward move from this point. So that's how you use it. The strategy will automatically alert you to this fact. And if you go in and configure it to alert you, simply by ticking this box right here, then you get real-time notifications. The real-time notifications are sent not only on your platform, but it's also sent to your email address. It's also sent to your platform or to a SMS device. So if you're on a mobile device, you can get full-time notifications anywhere that you are. And let me show you one additional feature that's I want to make sure that you're aware of, is that if you're on any mobile browser, let me pull this up here. This is a Chrome browser, and it's representing something that's mobile. If you're on your iPad or your phone, then you can go to the MT4 Professional members area by signing into your account. Go over to the real-time scanner. And then what this does is this is looking at the platform directly on your mobile device. And so if I pull up my account on the platform, you can see it automatically will display an image of my scanner directly on my mobile device. And now I can interact with it. So if I wanted to go back and I saw that the pound Swiss has a nice potential reversal going on, then I can click the pound Swiss here. It will automatically go to my platform, my PC, change the symbol on all the charts, and provide me a snapshot or picture right here of the setup. So you can see the hourly definitely is bullish. This is bullish. This is bearish. Is this a failure, or is it really going to continue? It looks like it's already rolled and is starting to continue down. So I'm looking for this to fail and this to fail. Once they start rolling back over, I would definitely be in that short move. So that's the nice thing about the setup, is that you can be at lunch, you can be out away from your PC, you're not tied to it, and you can still see and be alerted to the fact that there's a trade, and you can execute that on your mobile trader. Here is the alert box right here that gives you these sections for real-time alerts. It even gives you a link to pull up the picture and the link that's there. And so that way you don't miss a beat, and everything is all set up and ready to go. It also has a complete database of snapshots where you can take track of, you can keep track of all of your trades or all of your charts, and you can even, it's even provided with a link so that you can share these with anybody, either publicly or privately. So most of these are private, but you can see the ones that are public, you can make them accessible on any of your social media outlets. Okay, I just wanted to share that little tidbit of information with you. So that was the EMA and price strategy. It's a simple strategy where you're just looking for conditions that are met that get you either into a trade or out of a trade based upon the criteria. This one was looking to see if it was a bullish trend, then you get in when the bullishness is established by multiple time frame, and you can see right there, no, right there, yes. This was the first time where you've got all three in agreement. All right, so from this point on, you can see that there was a potential 22 pip move up with virtually zero risk in the trade. Okay, so that was a nice move. 22 pips, that's about $220 per contract looking at that setup. So it's a nice strategy, and it's a great way to do the analysis. And it wouldn't be great if you had a tool that could scan and look for these setups for you and then let you know when they occur. It's awesome. All right, the next strategy that we want to look at then would be the MACD. So let me pull up my MACD and signal setup here. I don't know if it was that one or this one. I'll pull this one up. I'll load my MACD setup. And if you look at this, I'm looking at a 4-hour daily and a weekly. That's pretty long term. So if you like longer term trading, you like to see these moves and these changes, then you can see the setups and as they occur in real time. So the idea behind that is to look at the rules based upon the MACD. The MACD is the tool that's right here. You can see the histogram, which is the gray line in the background, and the signal line, which is the red line moving over it. The idea is to try to either look to see if MACD crosses over the 0 line to give you a bullish indication, or you want to see if the MACD crosses the signal line, which gives you another bullish indication. So a bearish indication is just the opposite, either the histogram crossing below 0 or the histogram crossing down under the signal line. Either of these strategies can be implemented with great success. So if you look at the rules that we used, then you can see a strong signal is based upon the setup. Now this one is looking at 3 different conditions: the MACD, the moving average in price, and relative strength. So you can see multiple conditions all have to be in place in order for this condition to be met. So the MACD, you can define it by editing the parameters and defining the periods, the applied price, or what you're looking at, either the base indicator or the signal line. And in this case, we are looking at the base indicator. It has to be less than the signal line. And that is this one right here that we defined as our signal line. The close of price has to be less than the 15-period exponential moving average, and we need to see a negative slope on relative strength. So you've got RSI 14, and we're looking at a period which is shifted by 2. So you're looking at the prior relative strength has to be greater than the current relative strength. So if you look at a chart Then you're looking at this prior relative to this one, which is current, if that were the case. So you're looking for slope. And this is a way to look at the slope and direction of the indicators. So based on that, you get a good good information on whether you're bullish or bearish based upon the outputs. Now, this was a configuration which looked at 3 different indicators. The one I was mainly interested in, I think, was just looking at a single setup. Yeah, let me make sure I got that in right. There it is. This is just looking at just a simple crossover. So I'm looking at a bearish condition, which is where your base indicator is less than the signal line, and the bullish condition is where the base indicator is greater than your signal line. I haven't had many questions, so I'm assuming that you guys are following along and that we're doing quite well on presenting the information that's here. So looking at the analysis then, we can look at the different time frames. I have 3 different time frames that the scanner is scanning for, and I've got 4 different charts that are showing me the analysis. So looking at the crossovers here, you can see that the bearish cross came in right here, that the bullish cross came in right here. Now at this point, this is the point where I would be interested because I'm looking for the resumption in line with the longer term trend. So if I got a bearish cross at this point, I got a bearish, there's a bearish cross, there's a bullish cross here. This one is bearish. I'm not quite ready with it. I need to wait one more time frame for that to move to this point here. And I can see that I'm already bullish on my hourly, and I'm already bullish on my 4-hour. So this is the first point that I want to look at trying to take this trade. So if this were the case, then I would initiate a trade at this point, and then you can see that I would have about a 10 pip risk, but I would have a 40 pip reward. So that's a 4-to-1 reward risk ratio, and I would take that trade any day, looking at the analysis and the setup. And that's simply based upon the analysis we used on the MACD as a tool and confirming it with multiple time frame analysis. Okay, any questions on that? A lot of traders use this to great profit, and you can see why it's such a popular indicator. That was just on the initiation of the bull move. You can see very quickly at this point that there was a point right here where you saw initiation of a bear move. Now the bearish initiation came right here. Let's see, where is that? Right there. There is the first initial bearish signal we're looking at. The second time frame, the third time frame, however, was not quite ready, and the fourth time frame was not quite ready. So as you move in price to the point of where you do see it right there, there is a confirmation that you could get. This is the point that you want to start looking at taking the trade. So initiating the trade at this point, you have a signal from all 4 time frames that align in the direction that the longer term trend is going. So you have higher probability the trade's going to go in your favor. So if you're looking at a trade from that point there, then you can see that you've got virtually no risk. That's about 5 pips, maybe 6 pips of risk. But if you trade from that point, you can also see that with 6 pips of risk, you've got well over 100 pips of profit. So that's a 10, 11, maybe even a 12-to-1 reward risk ratio that you're looking at just by following the rules that you've set for this trade parameter. So that way, let me see if that's okay, that's fine. So any questions on MACD and signal before I move on? Well, let's put them together then. Here we've got the MACD, we've got the signal, we've got the RSI, all put together for you. So that way you can see how multiple indicators work together and how we handle them. So looking at a signal based upon multiple indicators, then I'm looking for the moving average to be less than price, okay? I'm looking for the MACD crossover, which is what I just had, and I'm looking for the slope of my relative strength. I'm looking for bullishness on my relative strength, so I'm looking for a strong move with a moving average crossover of price and a MACD confirmation. That's the bullish condition. The bearish condition is just the opposite. I want to see the same level of strength, but on the downside with the confirming signal moves. Okay. Very simple and easy to set up. So looking at the trade parameters, you can see that the scanner is telling us that the pound New Zealand is the only one that's fully engaged at this point. You can see bullishness on the 15-minute chart. You've got a bullish RSI right here, and you also have a bullish MACD cross. You can see a bullishness on your 30-minute, bullishness, and there's the bullishness on your hourly chart, bullishness on your MACD, and bullishness on your relative strength. So you can see all three have aligned for a resumption of this trend. So longer term trend had corrected, but now you can see it's moved back in line, it's moved back in line, it's moved back in line. Okay, will it challenge the top? Will it move further higher? It's just a continuation of this longer term trend. We'll see, but the scanners show you that this is ready, and you can see the potential for the trade from this point. All right, if you're looking at the trade with your known stop, you're looking at about 20 pip risk with a potential 88 pip reward. Okay, so that's a 4-to-1 risk reward. If you're trading less than 2-to-1 on your risk rewards, then you probably need to reevaluate your strategies, because you need to be looking at these setups in a way which you're always going to be making consistent profits over time. Last but not least, we'll be looking at the Alligator. The Alligator is just a combination of multiple moving averages. So by loading this, you can see the setup on the screens where we're looking at, let me put that back in line there, where we're looking at 3 different moving average crossovers. Now, these aren't just regular moving averages, but they are specific to the Alligator indicator. The green line is the lips. The red line is the teeth, and the blue line is the jaw. So the idea is that you want to see if the lips are less than the teeth and the jaw line, that's bearish. If the lips are greater than the teeth and the jaw line, then that's bullish. And when those conditions align, you want to see bullishness or bearishness. Now you're looking at the crossover and interaction of 3 different moving averages on a single chart. So the scanner can easily and quickly do that. So looking at a signal approach to this, then you can see that the Alligator output provides 3 different outputs. We just called them 1, 2, and 3. So Alligator 3 has to be greater than Alligator 2. Alligator 3 also has to be greater than Alligator 1. All right, so you got the teeth, you got the jawline, and the lips. So the lips have to be greater than the jaw, and the lips have to be also greater than the teeth in order for you to have a bullish setup. The same thing occurs on the opposite side. The lips have to be less than the jawline and the teeth in order to have a bearish condition. These are signals that you would trade on. When these conditions come up, you know you're bullish, you want to take a long trade. When this condition comes up, it's bearish, you want to take a short trade. So there's a strong sell signal, there's a strong buy signal. And it's provided based upon your own setup and your rules. If this box were ticked, then you would be alerted whenever this signal occurred, and whenever you could be notified even on your phone as well if you set that up to do it. So you can see at the point of bearishness, at this point right here, then you can see it's not bearish on the 3rd or the longer time frames, but it is starting to become bullish right here at the point of bullishness. Then you can see that the 1 time frame is good, but the other 2 time frames are not. So you've got a good confirmation for that. On this instrument, you're not going to be sucked into taking choppy trades because it's waiting for the longer time frames to line up in order to get you into these good trades. And that's the idea behind the strategy. Looking at a euro pound, right? So looking at this setup, you can see longer term, it's extremely bearish, really strong, way oversold. So you'd be looking for potential long trades that come off of that retracement. So if you're looking for this setup, then you could be trading. Your strategy could look at the 4-hour chart just to see if it's greater than the lips. Then you could compare that with the price of on these second time frame to see if that is greater than both the jaw and the lips. And then the 3rd time frame, you want to see that the lips have crossed both the jawline and the teeth, so that the setup then gives you a good confirmed entry point right at this point right there, which would give you a good indication for a trade setup. This trade setup had a potential for a 2 pip risk with a 15 pip reward. So that's well over 8-to-1 reward risk ratio, just based upon this setup. So are there any questions? The strategies that I've covered are used by a lot of people, and they do use them with great success. If you know what you're looking for, and if you have a scanner that can scan for these types of rules automatically, then you've got a tool that is very, very useful in the market. All right, so let me get back to my my charts, because I want to make you a very special offer if you're interested. MT4 Professional, for a limited time, you get full featured software. I mean, you don't get any demo version or anything like that. This is the full featured platform. On either MT4 or MT5, your choice, you get access to our exclusive Skype chat rooms. You get unlimited configurations and storage on the cloud, which is where everything is stored. And you get up to 100 SMS notifications per month included in the fee. You also get all the pre-configured presets I just went through, all included. The total value is almost $2,300. Of course, no one's going to pay $2,300 a month for something like that. But for a limited time, we've made it available for $97 a month. But because you're part of the Friendsgiving demonstration today, we've slashed that down, getting ready for Black Friday, to $23 a month. That includes a 14-day free trial, and you can get started right away. So if you click the link, MT4Professional.com/trial, let me type that in for you here so you can do that. All right, there's the link. Oh, thank you very much, David. And then use the code, the Black Friday. If you use that Black Friday code, all capitals, of course, 2021, then that will knock the price down from our current special down to $23 a month. This is unheard of. We only do this one time a year. It's usually around Black Friday, and you won't see this price again. Now, this isn't 1 month and then it goes back to the standard price. It's not a quarter, it's a full year. No, it's forever. This is a forever price. As long as you hold the subscription, you will be locked into this price. If you cancel your subscription and try to come back again, then you'll have to come back at the current subscription rate, which would be either $97 or $194 per month. Full use of the entire platform. So go ahead. You get 14 days to try it out risk-free. After the end of 14 days, you do nothing, it'll start charging you $23 a month. But you can cancel at any time and still get the full 14-day trial. So go ahead and sign up. take the trial. You can cancel today as well. You still use the full 14 days, but you will have lost your subscription discount on that. If you do have any other questions, then you can always contact us at support@MT4Professional.com for any questions or any information that you might want to have answered. We guarantee that. The offer will expire at the end of Black Friday. So this offer is still good all the way through Black Friday. So it's good for that long. It can be for stocks or futures or CFDs or for any other instrument that your broker provides you on MT4 or MT5. This is the basic plan. This is for the basic plan. The gold plan will still have the same discount applied, but it won't be $23 a month, but it's going to be 88% off, which is what it is. This is about 88% off of our normal price. This is huge, huge discount. So if you are interested in the gold or the platinum plans, you're going to get a full discount off of those as well. All right, let me get back to my platform. I'll minimize it so you can see the link at the bottom to get started. Do you have other questions, or do you have a strategy you might want me to implement and show you to get going on this? Because if you're scanning for these setups, you don't want to miss them. Try scanning these setups on your own for a full list and to very quickly go through and to identify these types of setups. What's the difference between gold, platinum, or basic? The number of accounts you have access to. So if you are trading off of 2, 3, or 4 different accounts, then you probably need the gold plan, because that way you can trade them all at the same time. If you just have a single account, you're trading off a laptop and a desktop computer, then the basic plan is just purchase what you need. If you're trading with a team of people, you've got 5, 10, 15 people, maybe you need the platinum plan, because you've got a whole group of people that you can just take one plan and subscribe to, and then all people have full access to it. So if you're trading as part of a group, then you get an even better discount by taking the platinum plan and then sharing it with your friends. So either one of them work for that. Is it web-based or download? You download these directly from the members area. So if you log into the MT4 Professional members area, you download the software onto your Windows PC. If it only runs on a Windows environment, so if you have a Mac, you have to run an emulator to run it off of that. Excuse me. We have all the documentation and videos and stuff for you to learn to get onboarded. We give you everything that you need to get started right up front, including our full knowledge base, which gives you all the information you need in order to get started, to set up and configure all the things. And we even walk through several of our strategies to help you to integrate that with your system. So it's a super setup and super simple to get going. We even help you and give you a full-time technician to help you get onboarded and started with full 30 minutes of installation help. It does not work on Thinkorswim. You can trade on Thinkorswim from your analysis, but you have to do the analysis on the MT4 or MT5 platform. That's this right here, the setup. It can be web-based. It's fully downloaded and you run it on your computer. But as I showed you earlier, you can access it directly on any web-based device by using the real-time scanner and the alert system that you have there. But it does have to be downloaded and run on a PC computer. We don't offer the $23 a month special very often at all. So this is very rare, and you guys are hitting us on the right day at the right time. The presets that we have available, when you first start your subscription, the presets are all included with your subscription. So the Alligator, the EMA and price, the MACD and signal, and even the combinations are all set up there. The RSI, the SMA cross, reversal signals. We give you all these presets already pre-configured, ready to go. And all you have to do is just create your own one from any of these templates. Now you can't edit any of these, but what you can do is you can create your own from a copy of one of these, and then you can edit it to your heart's content. It's very, very simple. And when someone sends you a configuration that they've made, then it will show up in the received or the inbox down here on the bottom. All you have to do is click on it and open it, or use it in your setup, and it will be there ready for you to use. These are all ones that I've created myself from the differences that are there. What's the difference between 4 and 5? Well, the obvious answer is 1. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be smart. I don't want to know what you mean by 4 and 5. So do you mean like on the setup here, 1, 2, 3, this one like 4 or 5? This is a shift where you're looking back in time. And this is just a simple output. So you're looking at the number of the output. So see the cells that are on the scanner here? If you want to see the actual value of the indicator, it can print the value directly on the scanner itself. So if you want to see the relative strength at any specific point to see if it's greater than 80% and you want it displayed on your scanner, it'll do that. Oh, what's the difference between MT4 and MT5? Okay, got it. I didn't know exactly, it wasn't clear. MT4 and MT5. MT4 is the industry standard. Most brokerages that trade Forex or CFDs trade with the MT4, and it's been around forever. There are many, many automated strategies built on the MT4. MT5 is the next generation. It's got a lot more features than MT4, but it's not as stable. And so it has some problems with crashing and maintaining its stability there. So a lot of people are still using it, and they think that it's worth the risk that they take on that. But MT4 is the workhorse, and it's much more stable. So that's the difference between MT4 and MT5. If you're going to get started, or if you're new to the platform, I'd recommend going with MT4 first. You can always learn more, and the migration to MT5 after that is much simpler. Time charts for day trading, the same, 15, 30, 1 hour, absolutely. You have full access. On MT4, you have access to 1 minute, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, and monthly. So absolutely. You have full integration with any of those time frames. You're very welcome. All right, we've got about 3 more minutes. So if there are any last minute questions you could ask, don't just remember that click the link for the trial. Use the code Black Friday 2021 to get started with your $23 per month, huge 88% discount off of the regular rate. It's good until Black Friday is over. Use the code. You get full access to the full software for 14 days, absolutely free. But then it continues on, $23 a month. You can make $23 in a single trade. I mean, not even with your eyes closed, probably. There's no cost for the platform, no cost for the data feed. The data feed and the platform are always free on MT4. All you have to do is just either purchase your indicators, but there's a whole bunch of indicators that are already available on MT4. All of these trend indicators, the oscillators, the volumes, Bill Williams indicators, all of these are all included on MT4. There's no charge for the data either. So it's a totally free platform. And the brokers, you have to sign up for a platform through a broker, and the broker makes their money through the spread on the trades that you make. So that's the catch. We're not a broker, so I make zero on any brokerage that you select or pull through. I am using O&A or OANDA as my brokerage account that I set up. I'm based in the United States, so they have given me a United States account. If you're outside of the United States, then you have a lot looser parameters and you can trade a lot more instruments, including stocks, futures, CFDs, and so forth, spread betting, those kinds of things. So. And if you do need help, or if you have other questions after we're done with today's presentation, then make sure you contact us at support@MT4Professional.com. We guarantee we'll get back to you within 24 hours, and we will answer all of your questions. Even if we can't answer it, we'll let you know that, and we'll research it to make sure we give you an answer that you're happy with. So thank you very much for your time and attention, and I'm done for today, David. You can take it back over from here.